Hello everyone, I am Sir NG Javier and welcome to the fifth episode of Reading and Writing for Senior High. Before we begin discussing our topic, let us first try to answer the following brain teasers. I will show each brain teaser for 10 seconds, but if you need more time, you can pause the video. After the given time, I will show you the answer. Ready? Let's begin with the first one. What five-letter word becomes shorter when you add two letters to it? The answer is short. Yes, the word short is of 5 letters, and when you add 2 letters to it, it becomes shorter. Let's go to the second one. A man is looking at a photograph of someone. His friend asks who it is. The man replies, "Brothers and sisters, I have none, but that man's father is my father's son." Who was in the photograph? The answer is his son. The narrator has no brothers and no sisters, but the father of the man in the picture is the son of the narrator's father, making the man in the picture his son. Still confused? Try to think about it. Okay, let's go to our last one. A man was walking in the rain. He was in the middle of nowhere. He had nothing and nowhere to hide. He came home all wet, but not a single hair on his head was wet. Why is that? It is because the man is bald. The man had nothing to cover himself from the rain. How come not even a single strand of hair on his head was wet? Because he had no hair. Did you enjoy your brain teasers? Were you able to answer them correctly? How did you try to answer them? This session, we will discuss how exactly do we respond to these kinds of texts. It is critical reading as a form of reasoning. Let's begin by defining reading. According to Anderson, reading is the process in which the information from the text and the knowledge possessed by the reader get together to produce meaning. Simply put, reading is meaning making. You extract information from the text, you combine it with your prior knowledge, and then create your own meaning. There are different types of reading: the scanning, scheming, inverted reading, and our topic for this session, critical reading. To define, critical reading is an academic skill. It is a careful, thorough, thoughtful, and active reading strategy. This is not just plain reading. Here, you go deeper and evaluate what you read. Look at this comparison. In terms of purpose, in plain reading, our goal is to get a basic grasp of the text, while in critical reading, we aim to form judgments about how a text works. In terms of activity, in plain reading, we just try to absorb and understand the information from text, while in critical reading, we analyze, interpret, and evaluate what is there. For the focus in plain reading, we just look at what a text says. While in critical reading, we look at what a text does and means. In plain reading, we ask what is the text saying, what information can I get out of it. While in critical reading, we ask how does the text work? How is it argued? What are the choices made, the patterns that result, what kinds of reasoning and evidence are used, what are the underlying assumptions, and what does the text mean? In terms of the direction of reading, in plain reading, we just go with the text, while in critical reading, we go against the text, questioning its assumptions and arguments, and interpreting meaning in context. As the response in reading, we just restate or summarize it. But in critical reading, we describe, interpret, and evaluate. There are different strategies to read critically. First is previewing. It is gathering as much information about the text as you can before reading it. It's like providing yourself a preview of a movie before you actually watch the film. Second is annotating. It is jotting down notes in the text as you read it. It can be done along the margins of the text or within the text itself. Next is summarizing. It is simply shortening the text you read to test your comprehension. Fourth is analyzing, which is breaking down the text into its parts to find out how they relate to one another. Simply, it is carefully studying the parts of the text. 5. Rereading, of course, is reading the text for several times to make as much meaning as you can. And finally, the sixth one is responding, which is reacting to what you have read. After you have evaluated the meanings and arguments made by the author, what can you say? Again, these 6 strategies are some of the ways you can read a text critically. Surely, in our brain teasers a while back, you used 1 or 2 of these strategies to find the answer. This demonstrates the importance of critical reading in comprehending texts and even responding to them. Moreover, one major use of critical reading is to form reasoning. But what is reasoning? Reasoning is simply logical thinking. It is a thinking that all has reasons, as in cause and effect, pattern, etc. This means that you can use critical reading to formulate arguments or reasons in response to what you read. Critical reading as a form of reasoning simply means carefully understanding and evaluating the details of the text to formulate judgments or even conclusions like what you did in our brain teasers. Since it will be lengthy if I put here a very long text for us to read critically, let us try more brain teasers instead. Just like a while ago, I will show you each item for 10 seconds and you can pause the video if ever you need more time. And after the given time, I will show you the answer. And that's it for this episode. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. Please make sure that you are subscribed to our channel so you'd be updated of our next episodes. I am Sir NGF here.